Hey everyone, it's Katie from the Wellington County Museum and Archives. This is part 2 of our December Museum on Your Doorstep. So if you haven't done your Christmas ornament yet, I suggest you go and find that video and then come on back here. And if you've already done your ornament, it's time to grab those other construction pieces in your craft kit and let's make a Christmas card. Okay everyone, so let's make our Christmas card. There are 3 things that I need you to find in your home that you probably were using when you were making your Christmas ornament. And those are a pair of scissors, a pencil or a pen or a marker or a pencil crayon, and a glue stick. This one you want to have a glue stick because it's a little bit easier to do the craft with it. So this craft comes in 2 parts. We're going to make a fancy design on the front of our card, and then we're going to do a 3D design on the inside of our card. So what you will need for the front side is everything but the green construction paper. So that green construction paper, move it off to the side and keep everything else with you. All right, the big red piece, that's going to make the body of your card. So let's take our red piece and I want you to fold it hamburger style. And keep it as straight as you can. This is what it should look like. Very simple fold. And we are going to make our front of our card look like Santa Claus. Okay, so now that our red piece is folded, I want you to look for your long white piece of paper. You're going to put it in about the center of your red construction paper. You want to line it up to the bottom and to the top. And you'll notice I have a little bit of a tail at the top. What you're going to do is you're going to make a mark with your pencil where that extra piece ends at the red construction piece of paper. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me make it a little bit darker. There. So I've made a mark where it meets the top of the red construction paper. Take it off. And you're just gonna cut off that extra little end that you don't need. And that can go off to the side. What you're going to do next is you're gonna grab your glue stick. You're gonna cover that white piece of paper with some glue. And then very carefully, you're going to glue it in about the center of the red piece of construction paper. Like so. So this is the centerpiece of Santa Claus's coat. Now Santa needs a belt on his coat. So you're going to grab your long black piece of construction paper and about this high on your red piece, that's where you want it, about there. You can measure it with like the tip of your index finger. Again, you're going to do something very similar to what you did with your white piece. You're going to line it up at one edge. You'll notice that you have a bit of a tail. Make a mark with your pencil and then cut that tail off because you do not need it. And then just like with your white piece, cover that black piece of construction paper with some glue. Like so. Flip it. And put Santa's belt on his coat. Okay. Now Santa does also have a belt buckle on his coat. So you're gonna grab your yellow square and it should be going over the edge of his belt. That's what you want. You're gonna put a bunch of glue on the yellow piece as well. If it doesn't fully go over the belt of Santa Claus, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. You're going to put the belt buckle over the black piece and over the white piece, just like so. And there's always a little black part of the belt that goes through a belt buckle, right? So you're going to find in your collection a small piece of black construction paper. Check it to see how big it is on the yellow piece. Mine's just a little bit too big for me, so I'm going to trim off some of the edges so that it's just a tiny bit smaller, like so. Yeah, I like that much better. And again, glue on that black piece of paper. Put it in about the center of your yellow piece, like so. So now Santa Claus has a wonderful belt on his coat, but now he needs some buttons. So with that extra piece of black that came off of the belt buckle, that little tail, you are going to make about 2 or 3 buttons on for Santa's coat. You can either draw them on there with your pencil or your pencil crown or your marker, or you can freehand it. I'm going to quickly just freehand my circles. And I think I'm going to make two of these buttons for Santa's coat. 1. 2. Yeah. I'm going to put some glue on each of those buttons. And stick them on. Whoops. There we go. And there you have the front of your card. Now it's time to do the inside, where the 3-dimensional part is. So let's get ready for that. Okay, so now we finished up the front part of our card. Now we want to do this really cute pop-up art that's on the inside. So let's move our Santa Claus off to the side for a little bit and grab our big green piece of construction paper, our pencil, our scissors, and our glue. What you want to do here is you don't want the full size of this green construction paper. You want to trim off a little bit of a border. So you can measure it out if you want it to be exact. I would suggest about your first knuckle of your index finger in, and that can be sort of how much you cut off from each side of this green construction paper. I'm going to give myself a couple guidelines throughout. Now, if it's not perfectly straight, it's not the end of the world. I know mine won't be, and that's okay. So this border, what it's going to do is it's going to shrink down your green construction paper so that we can still see some of that red paper on the inside of your card. So after you've made your marks for your border, just cut that piece of green off. On all 4 sides. Okay, you can take off those edges and put them off to the side so they're out of your way. And now our green piece of construction paper is a little bit smaller, which is what we want. You're going to flip it over. And now I want you to fold this green piece of construction paper hamburger style. Like so. So now you have your green piece of construction paper. It's folded in half. We are going to draw a Christmas tree on the folded edge of our piece of paper. This Christmas tree doesn't really have to be very fancy, but the most important part of it is that when you draw it, you want the edges to go all the way to the center of your fold. Now how many you make is up to you. Oh. And one more. So you'll see with my tree, the lines go all the way to the edge. And at the bottom, I've left a little bit of a tail where the trunk would be. You do not need to draw a trunk, but you want a little bit of space at the bottom of your fold and at the top of your fold. So now we have our Christmas tree shape. You're going to take your scissors. You're going to cut those lines that connect with the fold up to the edge of each of those branches that you have made. I'll show you these 2 as an example. So I've only cut to the very tip of that piece of the drawing that I have made. So I haven't gone any further than that. You're going to do that all the way down your tree. My tree is quite large. Yours can be a little bit smaller or a little bit larger, however you'd like. All right. Now I have all of the branches of my tree like so. What you want to do with these is we now want to fold them. So you're going to take that corner piece there where you've made the little line for the tip of your tree, fold it there, away from you. Again with this one, away. And just fold them like so, all the way down. Like that. Do not fold that extra edge at the bottom, leave it nice and straight. So now that we folded those, I'm gonna unfold them a little bit and then fold them towards yourself. Give them a nice good crease. And then when you are done folding them towards yourself, you should notice that there's a little bit of extra piece at the top of your piece of construction paper. And then sort of put them back into the middle, open up the green piece of construction paper, and then fold it hamburger style in the opposite direction from what you had before. So you're drawing the pieces of pencil that you had drawn should be on the inside, just like so. So I folded it in the opposite direction, just like you did on the other side. You're gonna fold it where the creases are again, away from me. Get them nice and tight. Make sure you leave that bottom piece as is. You don't want to fold that. And then put them into the middle again. So we're creating sort of this nice sort of bubble shape. And you can unfold your green construction paper, and I want you to put glue on everything but the tree in the middle. All right. You can use a glue stick, you can use white glue. Make sure you get that bottom piece at the bottom of your tree, and of course the tippy top as well. But don't put any glue on your tree. We want that piece to pop out on our piece of paper. All right, so now that I have glue on my green piece, I'm gonna grab my Santa Claus. I'm gonna open it up, and you're going to stick your green piece of paper with your tree, the crease where that fold is. You want it in the same fold as your red piece. So I'll put mine on and then I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So if you look very close at mine, that's where the fold is for my red piece, and my green piece, my fold lines up perfectly with the red. So what we want to do now is we want to make sure that our green Christmas tree is going to pop open when the person that you give this card to actually opens it up. So when you close it, you're going to see how my tree sort of folds in. That's what you want. Check the tippy top piece as well to make sure that it's folding. Make sure they're folding in the right way. There we go. Squish your Santa Claus so that your tree gets a nice fold into it. And then when you open it up, you're going to see a cute little tree on the inside popping out, which I think is pretty cool. Now at this point, if you have any pencil crayons or markers or crayons hidden somewhere in your house, I want you to decorate your Christmas tree as much as you like, and then write a cute little message for someone that you really care about and you want to give this card to. I'll do the same, and then when you are all finished, come on back to this video and let's compare to see what each of ours look like. All right, so we'll see you then. Okay, so I have my very cute Santa Claus on the outside, and then when I open it up, ta-da! This is what my inside looks like. What did you draw on your inside of your card? Why don't you tell us in the comments down below? And with that, we've made our Christmas card. So make sure you give this to someone that you really, really cherish and you love. And for any future events or kids programs or anything else we're doing at the museum, you can visit us at the website at wellington.ca/museum. Have a happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.